I'm sorry, but I don't want to have to spend $500 to play a video game.
I think there's a lot less passion surrounding a console than there is for computers.
After sales of the PlayStation 5 failed to meet expectations over the holidays, Sony has said the console is entering the latter stage of its life cycle.
This is a game console, and you don't need it anymore. With many cheaper alternatives getting popular, game consoles are slowly starting to become something of the past. Since the creation of video games, no piece of hardware has been more important than the console. For decades, consoles have pushed the world of gaming and technology into the future, with many consoles combined to create supercomputers for governments or banned from certain countries because of the console's advanced technology. Back in 1972, the Magnavox Odyssey launched, making the beginning of home console gaming. That thing had no sound and its graphics were, well, let's just say it was more abstract art than realistic gaming. But it paved the way for everything that followed. Fast forward to 1977 and Atari released the Atari 2600, bringing iconic games like Pong into living rooms. However, the 1980s saw a magnificent downturn into the video game industry. This period, known as the video game crash of 1983, was the result of market oversaturation and the flood of low-quality games. Atari, which was the dominant company at the time, released the infamous E.T. the Extraterrestrial game, which is often cited as one of the worst video games ever made. You literally need to be on mushrooms to play a game like that. Anyways, every console generation seemed to propel us forward, bringing something new, powerful or innovative. But this time it didn't look like it. Retailers were left with unsold stock, and many companies went bankrupt. The future of video games looked bleak, and it seemed like the end of an era.
What's stopping you from subscribing to this channel? I see you've been enjoying the videos so far, so why not give us a sub? Nothing but good quality content all the bloody time, and if you don't like it, take a look at this. Boom! It was free! I'm the other bloke who works on the channel, by the way, and I read all the comments. Sometimes I get comments like these. Aww. And sometimes people decide to comment shit like this. Guess what, Will Bivivers7708? I'm in for a month right now, and I'm coming for you. Anyways, enjoy the rest of the video.
However, out of these ashes rose a new hope. The 1980s saw the resurgence of the gaming industry with the introduction of the Nintendo Entertainment System. NES. In 1985, Nintendo's strict quality control and innovative gaming design set a new standard for the industry. With beloved titles like Super Mario Bros. And The Legend of Zelda, Nintendo set the stage for the first significant console war. And let's be honest, who knew that an Italian bomber would become one of the most iconic characters in gaming history? As the NES gained popularity, Sega entered the scene with the Sega Genesis in 1989, challenging Nintendo's dominance. This sparked the first major console war, with Nintendo's Mario and Sega's Sonic the Hedgehog becoming the mascots of this epic rivalry, which left us some funny commercials.
The Sega Genesis has blast processing. Super Nintendo doesn't. So what's blast processing do?
We at Sega have learned that some people are actually throwing their one-color portables away. We urge you to stop. There are still many practical uses for them. Fix the wobbly chair.
Okay, class, pop quiz. Question number 1. You want to buy a video game system. Super NES gives you 4 free games. Sega gives you no free games. Which do you choose? Number 2.
Hey! You still don't have a Sega CD? Huh? What are you waiting for? Nintendo to make one? You have seen the games, right? Wrong answer, man. Show 'em!
It was the ultimate showdown that now has become one of the biggest friendships between companies. The 90s intensified the competition with Sony's entry into the market. The PlayStation, launched in 1994, revolutionized gaming with its CD-based format, superior graphics, and vast library of games. Sony quickly became a formidable contender, pushing Sega to the sidelines and challenging Nintendo for the market supremacy. And it was like this for most of the time. The Japanese dominated the console industry from Nintendo to Sega to Sony. No one else dared to compete or they died trying. The early 2000s introduced a new player, Microsoft. With the launch of the Xbox in 2001, Microsoft aimed to disrupt the console market. The Xbox was much more powerful than the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube, but in terms of sales, it didn't do well because it was new and didn't have many games. Microsoft's Xbox Live service, introduced in 2002, was a game changer, pioneer online console gaming. Because you know, what could be more fun than trash talking a 12-year-old halfway across the world?
Okay, dude, now you're really starting to piss me off. You teabag me one more time, I'm gonna come to your house and kill you with my bare hands, you fat nigger. Give me your address and I'll come and kill you.
This innovation set the stage for one of the biggest incoming industry changes. When the Xbox One was released in 2013, Microsoft faced criticism for its focus on multimedia features over actual gaming. A ROG had more relevant features than the console, and it struggled to compete with Sony's PlayStation 4 in terms of sales and public perception. It was the end for Xbox, and Microsoft knew that, so they decided on a different strategy, something that would take them years to implement, but it would finally put Xbox on top. And the first step in was to buy Minecraft. At the time, many thought that this acquisition was an odd choice. If Microsoft was trying to save the Xbox One, why buy Minecraft and not making it an exclusive, keeping it available on every platform, including your rival PlayStation? But as we know now, this wasn't Microsoft land. Following the Minecraft purchase, more acquisitions were made, studios like Bethesda and Activision Blizzard, with more promises that most games wouldn't be Xbox exclusives, because building great games wouldn't turn everything around for the Xbox. So Microsoft spent over $8 billion on game studios, and it's not to regain console share, but for building the Netflix of gaming. This was the first step in Microsoft's plan to become the new market leader and kill the console to create the best gaming subscription service, and so far I'd argue they are the best. Game Pass is cheap and it's versatile. It's got some issues, don't get me wrong, but Game Pass can be played on almost any device. Microsoft's plan is to make gaming, or more specifically Game Pass, accessible everywhere with their cloud gaming service. You would be asking yourself, if cloud gaming is the future, why not ditch the console right now and focus on cloud gaming? Well, that's because technology isn't good enough yet, and we still need consoles. Look at Google Stadia, for example. That shit is already dead, and that's because it takes time to move the market. That's why Microsoft is doing a hybrid console in 2028, meaning that it runs on actual console hardware and the cloud at the same time. Honestly, if this is where the industry is going, why buy a game console worth $500 when your phone, your laptop, or even any Samsung Smart TV can do the job? The evolution of gaming from physical consoles to cloud gaming represents a significant shift in the industry. While traditional consoles are not disappearing anytime soon, the rise of cloud gaming is changing the landscape, offering new possibilities and expanding the reach of gaming. Whether you prefer the classic feel of a console or the flexibility of cloud gaming, the future looks bright for gamers. The industry is evolving, and with it, the ways we play and experience games are transforming.